Something big is brewing in Flowery Branch, and it could explode any second. A choice is coming that could send shockwaves through the entire NFL. It's bold, it's risky, and it might just tear the fan base in half. A young quarterback with everything to prove, a veteran still waiting in the shadows, and a franchise standing at the edge of a cliff. What happens next could change the Atlanta Falcons forever. Buckle up, because this drama is just getting started. Now, here's the rewritten first section, more detailed, emotional, and dramatic, using simple and clear language, in the style of a high-energy fan delivering breaking news. Something is building in Flowery Branch right now, and it's not just preseason excitement. It's tension, it's pressure, it's a storm that's ready to break. You can feel it in every practice snap, every whispered rumor, and every single decision being made behind closed doors. The Falcons are standing at a crossroads, and the direction they choose could change this team not just for 2025, but for years to come. We're talking about more than just strategy. This is about risk. Do the Falcons stay safe and stick to the plan? Or do they roll the dice on a move that could blow the doors off the NFC? And get this, training camp hasn't even fully started, and already there's drama. Some young stars are fighting for their future, looking to prove they belong as part of this next great Falcons chapter. Others? They may be one bad practice, one poor showing away from being gone for good. The clock is ticking. The decisions are coming fast. And one unexpected twist, like an injury on another team, could set off a chain reaction no one saw coming. Right now, the energy in Flowery Branch is different. There's a buzz. There's suspense. And there's one name that everyone's watching closely, Michael Penix Jr. He's been handed the keys to this offense. No more QB battle, no more questions. The job is his. And that alone should have every Falcons fan fired up. We saw it last year. That arm is real. Cannon throws, deep balls with precision, and moments of pure magic. That's why he went 8th overall in 2024. But let's not pretend it was perfect. He had growing pains, rookie mistakes, and times when he looked overwhelmed. Now it's time to grow. Fast. The coaches want to see more than arm talent. They want leadership, fast decision-making, smart choices under pressure, and most of all, that same unstoppable connection he had with Drake London at the end of last season. And speaking of London, my goodness, the numbers don't lie. When Penix started, London became a machine. In those final 3 games, he was targeted 39 times. 39. And 31 of those came in just 2 games. That's WR1 volume. That's dominance. That's a quarterback trusting his guy to go get it every single down. If Penix keeps feeding him like that across a full season, London could become one of the top 5 wide receivers in the entire league. No joke. He's already coming off a 100-catch, 1,271-yard, 9-touchdown season, and that was with instability at quarterback. Imagine what he can do with a full year of rhythm, timing, and trust. It could be terrifying for defenses. But while London's stock is rising like a rocket, there's a different feeling around Kyle Pitts. And it's not nearly as bright. Let's keep it real. This feels like a make or break year for Pitts. Once hyped as maybe the most gifted tight end prospect ever, he's been quiet. Too quiet. Fantasy owners are frustrated. Fans are waiting. And the team needs more. He's still got the talent, but time is running out. What do you think, Falcons fans? Is Penix Jr. the future, or are we risking too much too soon? Will Drake London become elite? And can Kyle Pitts finally bounce back? Drop your take in the comments and rate your confidence in this team from 1 to 10. Let's hear it. Rise up. Let's talk about Kyle Pitts, and let's be real about it. Yeah, we all remember his incredible rookie season, over 1,000 yards as a tight end. As a rookie? That's elite. That's rare. But you also remember what was missing, just 1 touchdown. And ever since that big debut, it's been a frustrating ride. Injuries, bad quarterback play, coaching confusion, it's all added up to one thing, disappointment. And now, the truth is staring us all in the face. Kyle Pitts is no longer a guaranteed superstar. He's a question mark, a big one. Some fans still believe. Some are hoping that Michael Penix Jr. is the guy who can finally unlock Pitt's full potential. But let's not kid ourselves, we haven't seen much to feel confident about yet. The flashes have been few and far between. Training camp this year isn't just important for Pitts. It might be everything. He's got to prove he belongs in the Falcons' long-term future. But more than that, he has to prove to himself that he can still dominate like the weapon we all thought he would be. No more excuses. No more waiting. It's now or never. But while everyone is focused on the offense and the quarterback story, something else is quietly happening on the other side of the ball, and it could change everything. We're talking about the defense. Specifically, the pass rush. And if you've been a Falcons fan for more than a minute, you know the pain. The Falcons haven't had a scary pass rush in what feels like forever. Last season? Brutal. Just 10 sacks in the first 11 games. That's not just bad, that's bottom of the league bad. No pressure. No fear. Quarterbacks had time to eat lunch in the pocket. But then, something clicked. Down the stretch, the defense started coming alive. The sacks started to come. The pressure started to matter. And now, heading into 2025, this group might be the most improved unit on the entire team. CBS Sports even said it. The Falcons' pass rush problem might finally be over. Why? Because this front office, led by Terry Fontenot and head coach Raheem Morris, went all in to fix it. First, they landed veteran pass rusher Leonard Floyd on a one-year, $10 million deal. That's a proven leader who knows how to get after the quarterback. But they didn't stop there. The Falcons used the 15th overall pick to draft Georgia's Jalen Walker, a high-motor, power rush monster who fits perfectly into what Morris wants on defense. Then they pulled a bold move, trading back into the first round to grab Tennessee edge rusher James Pierce Jr. at number 26. That's 2 first-round picks, both on the pass rush. And don't forget the wild card. Bralon Trice, a third-round pick last year who missed the season with injury, but before that, he led the entire NCAA in total pressures in both 2022 and 2023. This dude was a nightmare for college quarterbacks. If he's healthy, that's a 4th weapon off the edge. 4 new pass rushers. 4 legit threats. Finally, the Falcons might have the firepower to hit quarterbacks in the mouth and control games with their defense. Because let's be honest, offense wins headlines, but defense wins championships. You can have all the weapons in the world, but if you're giving up 30 points a game, you're not going anywhere in January. And speaking of drama, we're not done yet. Let's circle back to the quarterback situation. Because it's not over. Not even close. Kirk Cousins is still here, still practicing, still saying all the right things. But everyone knows the truth. He's the backup now. The Falcons gave him a massive 4-year, $180 million deal just last offseason. But after a 7-7 record and a league-high 16 interceptions, his time as the starter ended by week 16. That's the cold, hard truth. Now, Cousins says he played through a shoulder injury that started around Halloween. Maybe that explains some of the bad decisions. But it doesn't change what's happening. The team is moving forward. Penix is the guy now. But here's where it gets wild, and Falcons fans, you need to stay locked in for this. Injuries happen. Every single year. Star quarterbacks go down. It's the NFL. It's brutal. And already, we've seen the first domino fall, the situation in Tennessee with Will Levis. Now, the Titans aren't the ones who'll trade for Cousins. They're rebuilding with Cam Ward, and honestly, Cousins probably wouldn't waive his no-trade clause to go there anyway. But what if it's a different team? What if it's a legit Super Bowl contender that loses their quarterback during camp or early in the season? What if a playoff-ready team suddenly needs a veteran to save their season? That's when things get spicy. Kirk Cousins may not be Atlanta's starter anymore, but make no mistake, he's still good enough to step in and keep a team's hopes alive. And the Falcons? They'll be watching, because if the right offer comes, this whole situation could flip overnight. Alright Falcons fans, let's talk. Is this the year Kyle Pitts finally breaks out? Are you buying the new pass rush hype? And what happens if a top QB goes down should Atlanta trade Kirk Cousins? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Rate your belief in this defense from 1 to 10. Let's hear your voice. Rise up. Here's the truth, Falcons fans. We might be holding the most powerful trade chip in the entire league right now, Kirk Cousins. He's experienced. He's proven. He's been to the playoffs. And if just one contender loses their quarterback, one injury, one bad twist of fate, one team that suddenly finds themselves desperate, Atlanta could name their price. And that's the big question hanging over Flowery Branch right now as training camp begins. Do the Falcons keep Cousins as the most expensive insurance policy in the NFL? Or do they cash in if the right team comes calling? Look, having Cousins as a backup, it's a luxury. And part of you loves the idea of having that kind of safety net. A veteran who can step in, steady the ship, and still win you games. But let's not ignore reality. This is Michael Penix Jr., E's team now. Every rep in camp, every game plan, every leadership moment, it's all being designed for him. Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot have already made their decision. They're building this team around Penix. So if the right trade offer comes in, one that opens up cap space, brings back a high draft pick, and removes any lingering question about who should be under center, you have to think about it. Seriously. But here's the power move. The Falcons aren't in a rush. They don't need to panic. They have all the leverage. Cousins is healthy. He still knows the system. And if Penix Jr. struggles out of the gate, Cousins is right there, ready to step in. That's why Fontenot is holding the line. He won't just give Cousins away. It has to be the right deal. But just picture this. Imagine the Steelers, or even the 49ers, lose their starter early. They pick up the phone, and they're desperate. Suddenly, Atlanta is sitting in the driver's seat. A contender gets a reliable QB to save their season. The Falcons get a premium draft pick and finally go all in on Penix without looking back. That's a win-win. Meanwhile, all eyes will be on Penix. This is his moment. No excuses. No fallback. He has to show he can lead this team. Keep feeding Drake London like a WR1. And maybe, just maybe, help bring Kyle Pitts back to life. Add in a defense that's finally built to hunt quarterbacks, and you've got something dangerous brewing in Atlanta. Something real. Something fans should be fired up about. This team, this version of the Falcons, has the tools to make noise in 2025. Big noise. So here's the question for you, Falcons Nation. If a Super Bowl contender comes calling, do you trade Cousins? Or do you keep him as your ultimate safety net? Put yourself in Terry Fontenot's shoes. What do you do? Drop your take in the comments and don't hold back. This is one of the biggest decisions of the year. Rise up and let's talk football.